I didn't wake my husband when he overslept for an interview. His alarm went off at 6:30 the morning. I heard it. I was already awake, lying there staring at the ceiling. He didn't move. The alarm kept going. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I reached over and turned it off myself. Then I rolled over and went back to sleep. His interview was at 9, a director position at a tech company. 6 figures, benefits, the kind of job that would change our lives. He'd been preparing for weeks, bought a new suit, practiced answers in the mirror, told everyone he knew about it. I let him sleep through it. When he finally woke up at 10:15, he shot out of bed like the house was on fire. He grabbed his phone and his face went completely white. Then he turned to me. "Why didn't you wake me?" His voice was shaking. I just looked at him. "You're a grown man. You have your own alarm." He started pacing. "This was my dream job. You knew how important this was. How could you just let me sleep?" I sat up slowly. "The same way you let me handle everything else alone, I guess." He stopped pacing. "What are you talking about? Let me explain something. 3 months ago, I got a call that my mother was in the hospital. Stroke. I was at work when I found out. I called my husband 17 times. He didn't answer. Not once. He was home playing video games with his headphones on. By the time I got to the hospital, she was gone. I never got to say goodbye. When I confronted him about it, he said his phone was on silent, that he didn't hear it, that it wasn't his fault. 2 months ago, our daughter had a piano recital, her first one. She'd been practicing for weeks. She was so nervous she almost threw up that morning. I reminded my husband 5 times, put it on the calendar, texted him the address. He forgot. Showed up an hour after it ended. Our daughter cried herself to sleep that night. His excuse? Work was crazy. He lost track of time. 6 weeks ago, I had a doctor's appointment, the kind where they check for lumps. I was terrified. I asked him to come with me. He said he would. The morning of, he said something came up at the office. I went alone, sat in that waiting room alone, got the results alone. They were fine, but that's not the point. Every single time something mattered to me, he wasn't there. But his interview? That was supposed to be different. That was supposed to be sacred, because it was about him. I looked at him standing there in his boxers, face red, eyes wild. "You know what's funny?" I said. "You've missed every important moment in my life for the past year. Every single one. And each time, you had an excuse. You were tired. You were busy. You didn't hear your phone. You lost track of time." He opened his mouth to say something. I kept going. "But the one time I don't wake you up for something that matters to you, suddenly I'm the villain? Suddenly I'm the one who doesn't care?" He sat down on the edge of the bed, his shoulders slumped. I wasn't done. "I sat with my dying mother alone. I watched our daughter look for you in the audience and not find you. I held my own hand in a doctor's office waiting to find out if I had cancer. And you have the audacity to ask me how I could let you sleep?" The room went completely silent. He was staring at the floor. I could see his hands shaking. He finally looked up at me. "I didn't realize." His voice cracked. "I didn't realize how bad it was. That's the problem. You never do, because it's never about you." He called the company that afternoon, apologized, asked if he could reschedule. They said no. The position was filled by someone who showed up. He didn't talk to me for 3 days. On the 4th day, he came to me with a list. Every event he'd missed, every call he'd ignored, every time he'd let me down. He'd written them all out. "I'm sorry isn't enough," he said, "but I'm going to spend the rest of my life proving I can be there." That was 2 months ago. He hasn't missed a single thing since. He set 5 alarms now, puts everything in his calendar, asks me every morning if there's anything I need him to remember. Some people are calling me petty, saying I sabotaged his career over resentment. Maybe they're right, but sometimes the only way someone sees how it feels to be forgotten is when you stop remembering them too.